Ubiest of the tubiest, the best YouTube subscribers on the planet. That's you. And I 50 plus, my student Stanton. What's going on there, brother?
What's up with it?
So, before we get started, I know I haven't introduced you guys to him yet. I'm going to introduce him on the next video, although you're going to see him in this one. We're going to actually formally introduce you on the next one because we're going to use the first part of this to answer a comment, and then we're going to talk about a 70-hour clock. The previous video I put out last week was a skim over all 4 clocks. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the 70, and then we're going to talk about the 14th and the 11th and the 8th. Okay, all right. So, but first, before we get started with that, one of the UBS, JB Singer 696. He asked me a question that's a pretty good question, so I believe it'll help a whole lot of people. So we're gonna try. He says, I'm 55 and I want to drive flatbed. I have a very stressful job, and this is appealing to me. Any thoughts for me or advice? Okay. I think a lot of guys, number one, the reason I'm 50 plus is because when I got into this industry, I was 50 plus years old. That's where that comes from, right? So being 55 is yes, that he's a couple years older than I was when I got started, but you know, doesn't really mean anything, especially with you know, guys from our generation. You know, we didn't have bottled waters, we didn't have all that old craziness that y'all, you know, spoiled with. You know, we used to drink it out the garden hose, and you know,
I did that too.
Well, I did that too. Yeah, and even had garden hose. I probably got electric garden hose, but you know, we fell down, scraped the knee. You know, go home. You know, you better not cry. You know, you had to go home, rub some dirt on it. You know what I mean? Yeah, so we tough guys. We can handle this, you know. It's just, and by the way, everybody say this flatbed is so rough, so hard, and a lot of hard work. What do you think?
No, it ain't that much.
That's not.
It ain't that much.
You know, everybody can say what they want. I'm gonna speak the truth, okay? Is it more work than a dry van? Well, yes, of course it's more work than a dry van, but you're not spending, you know, all day, every day, tarping and strapping and throwing chains. Bitch, no. And what happened when you need to put the tarps on the trailer?
No, they'll do it for you.
Thank you.
They'll do it for you.
Thank you. Forklift put the tarps up there. Oh, how heavy is those tarps? It don't make no difference. You're not gonna pick them up. This whole thing, man, about flatbed being so difficult is just not true. Okay, it's actual work. And well, let me put it to you this way. That statement is not true for someone who can freaking work. And if all you do is doing this here all day, and then somebody tell you to go do something and you got a problem with it, okay, well then yeah. You know, I doubt if a 55-year-old man gonna have a problem with putting down a game controller and going to work. Okay? And as far as the stress level, man, I'm tell you something. I could do several different jobs, okay? And get paid probably more than this, okay? In fact, the job that I was doing before I came here, yeah, I was making quite a bit more, but the stress level was through the roof, man. I mean, absolutely through the roof. I was not. It got to a point where I absolutely did not like it. It was easy for me to walk away from that because I don't like the stress. Here, do your job. Okay, do your job, and nobody bothers you at all. I mean, I talk to my DM probably as long as you've been on truck. You hear me talk to my DM?
At all, not at all.
Do we do our job though?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have we ever been late?
Nope.
Yeah. Any damaged property?
Nope.
No. Do your job. Nobody bothers you, man. It's a cakewalk. Now, here I'm talking about here at Melton. Okay, there is no micromanaging somebody who do their job. You know, it works out really well. Okay, so I hope that answers your question, man. You need to come on, get your CDL and come on. You can inbox me again, and then we'll talk via email or exchange phone numbers after we email, and then we can actually communicate, and I can let you know you know, if it's going to actually work for you. And I mean, you know, if it's actually going to work for you. Because some guys, you know, our age, man, we're established now. I mean, you know, mortgage and, you know, you got to keep the wife in some fineries and all that kind of stuff, you know. And we want to make sure that a move for us is not going to make us financially destitute, if you know what I'm talking about. So you can always call me. Reach out to me, email first, 50 plus trucker talk at gmail.com. 50 plus, spell it out. So 50 plus trucker talk at gmail.com. And it's also in the description down below. Besides, if everybody out there, if anybody coming over to Melton, I also have a link in the description down below that will it'll help me out as well. If you guys want to help your brother out, use that link whenever you fill out your application. If you filled out your application and you forgot to put it down, it's not too late. All you gotta do is reach out to your recruiter. If you're already even in the training department, you just, you know, reach out to somebody there and say, hey, in my application I meant to put, you know, 50 plus down there. So, and if you know my driver code, SMATE. Okay, it's also in the description. But if you don't, they all know who 50 plus is. They can get it squared away. All right. Also, thumbs up this video. It don't take long. It don't cost you anything. Thumbs up, please. Okay. Subscribe to the channel, please. These little things, trust me, it makes a big difference to content creators. A big difference. You ever watch the videos and looked at it and they say this video's got like 500,000 views and then it's got like 1,000 likes? How? What? Why? It don't take you. It don't cost you anything to go down there and push that thumbs up button, and that really helps the person who made that content. Okay, so do that for me. There's a notification bell as well if you like what I'm talking about. I'll let you know when I'm doing it again. Okay. All right. So 70-hour clock. Okay. So I don't know. He probably didn't even watch my last video. When we talked about, did you just shake your head? No.
Nah.
Yeah, that's gonna be your homework. You're gonna watch all like 700 videos I got out. I ain't lying. I guess it's about 700 videos. You can watch them all. Okay. So, we talked about DOT clocks. Okay, in the last video, and I kind of tried to bring in a commoner's job like a banker. Okay. Where bankers work 40 hours a week, 5 days a week, and then they generally work 8 hours a day, and then that's how they get their 40 hours in, right? Then they do their little lunch break or whatnot, you know, and we kind of do the same thing. Okay, now the banker has 40 hours to get done his weekly tasks. Okay. Truck drivers have 70 hours to do their weekly task. So we can work every day of the week, Monday through Sunday, okay, and work 10 hours a day. Isn't that lovely? Yeah. When the normal guy's home 30 hours ago. Okay, so after that 70-hour clock is used up, then you have an option to run recaps, or you will take 34 consecutive hours off duty.
Okay. What you mean by the recap?
All right, so every day, let's use that same scenario where I said that you drove or you were on duty 10 hours a day for 7 consecutive days. So you used up your 70 hours that you had available to you to work. Okay. And you did that. You started on Monday and you went all the way through Sunday. Okay. Now, when Monday comes around, if anybody know how to turn that noise off, ooh, a pre-plan, so we know what we're going to do next. They probably thought, what are you looking at my face for? And the message come up on my phone. Anyways, on Monday, okay, so you work Monday through Sunday, and now you're done. On Monday, you don't have any hours, right? Well, on midnight the next day, okay, you will get back the on-duty and drive time hours, which is 10 hours, from the first day you used 10 hours, which is Monday. Okay, so a week ago, which is that 8th day, then you're going to get back, you will recap hours from 8 days ago, which is that 10 hours.
So I'll be able to drive that Tuesday?
You're going to drive it Tuesday, you're going to drive 10 hours.
Or I could just wait.
Or you can sit there for 34 consecutive hours. Probably ain't gonna do that because they're not gonna let you do it. But recaps are regained at midnight at your local, or not local, your Tulsa time. Okay. So our clocks are based off of Tulsa, which is Central Standard Time. Okay. So you could be in New York, you could be in California. It doesn't matter what their midnight is. If you're in California, it's 10, but it's midnight here. Okay, in our clock. So you can then start taking off, start riding, because you're going to regain the 10 hours from 8 days ago.
Okay.
Okay. This stuff is very, very easy because on your tablet, we have the tablets now. I would say the Qualcomm, it tells you how many hours you will gain in the next day. The next day is midnight, remember? So it's going to tell you how much you're going to gain. It's also going to tell you how much you're going to gain in 2 days. So you're going to know how much you can drive after midnight today. You're going to know how much you can drive after midnight the next day. Okay? Because you're going to recapture those hours. Let's say you only drove, you recaptured 10 hours. Out of that 10 hours, you drove 8 and then shut down. At midnight, you're going to capture another 10, because remember, 8 days ago, you had 10 hours, right? Okay. But you now banked 2 hours from yesterday.
Well,
now you got 12.
Right.
Okay. And then you drive it again, and you drive 8 hours. The next day at midnight, midnight that night, you're going to get back 10 hours, but you're going to bank 4, remember? So now you got 14 hours.
Okay.
Okay. And then so on and so on and so on. But remember, in a work day, you can only have available to you, you know how many? How many hours are available
11?
for you to work?
It's 11?
Yes. That's how much you got available for you to work. Okay. You know how many available hours are in each day is
14.
That's right. So when after that second day, and now you have 14 hours, if you drove 8 hours again, the next day you're going to have 16 hours, correct? But all you really going to see is 14, because that's the max you can get, right?
It's going to show you all on that?
Yes, but those hours keep accumulating. They don't go away. You keep accumulating. Okay. And so if the first week you drove 10 hours and the next week you drove 8, you're not going to have a day where you can't drive.
And that's what you want. You can just keep going.
If that's what you want, you know. It's not always, a lot of guys like to say, I'm only going to drive 8 hours because I can do that. They're going to have that scenario where they're never out of hours. Okay. When I told you 10 hours, on the 8th day is when you get hours back, which means you're not going to drive that 8th day until your hours come back, which is midnight. Okay. So you basically sat for all that time.
And each assignment got the same delivery time, due date?
No.
They're all different?
They're different. And so when the guy says, I'm only going to drive this amount, that works if you like on a dedicated or something like that, or you got a, wherever you go, there's no snow, or wherever you go, there's no rain, or wherever you go, there's no accidents, wherever you go, there's always parking, wherever you go. Hey man, that could be a healthy goal. For some, I've never had that goal. My goal is to drive until my clock goes out every freaking day if I had to, as an OTR driver. Okay. Keep it in mind, you're going to drive as far as you can, based off of where you can park, and that kind of depends on where you are in the country. What time of year it is. If it's daylight savings time, it's a whole lot of factors go in there. Right now, if you're not parked by 5 o'clock, man, it's gonna start getting dark, and then guys gonna start shutting down. So the truck stop starts filling up pretty doggone quick, as a matter of fact. Okay, and so now you have to take that in consideration. What time when you're gonna shut down? Okay, and when the time jumps forward, you might have until 7 p.m. for that, to make that decision. You can maybe drive over to 7 p.m. for the truck stop start getting full. And again, it depends on where you're at in the country. There are some spaces, man. You can even be. We're in Dallas right now, okay? And, Dallas, Texas. So you would think, where we in Texas, we got a lot of places. But yes, a lot of truck stops. A lot of truck stops in comparison to, like New York or California. Okay.
A lot of truckers too.
Yes, yes. Well, we got a lot of places to park. But if you come to Dallas, you're looking for a place to park at night, you better find somebody to drive away. It gets tough, man. It gets tough. So yes, it does matter how you work your day. Every day you're not going to be able to just get away with driving 8 hours and shut down. And remember, today is a beautiful day, and you drive 8 hours and then you shut down. Tomorrow is a nasty, rainy, stormy wind blowing, and you can only drive 5 because it's just too bad. You could have driven all that yesterday. You could have drove, way more. What the hell? Yeah. But you decided, no, I'm only going to drive 8. Because somebody gave you this theory, that you're going to somehow be better off. Okay? 70 hours is 70 hours. It doesn't matter if you spread 70 hours over 7 days or you spread 70 hours over 8 days. What? I don't understand the theory, Yeah. And on top of that, the person who's telling you, drive 8 hours so you can work every single day. This person is telling you to work every freaking day. And you gonna listen to this person?
Nah, we be getting out here 5.
Are you kidding me? The banker don't do it. I don't do either. All I'm telling you is, hey, everybody to each their own. Okay, some guys get bored, so I'm not telling you that. I'm not telling you to not do it. I'm just telling you to walk up. I don't do that. All right, I don't do it because I'm going home on Friday. And if I don't get home on Friday, I'm HOTT hot. I won't go home. I won't go home and watch my wife. You talking about? Some of y'all don't like what you got at home. I love what I got at home. I want to be there for sure. So I want to get that, right? Regional is a little bit different, man. We just run it out because every Friday we're going to do a reset because we're at home. Okay? Here at Melton, we run recaps. It's not like you're going to, unless you got, if you've worked that out with your DM to when your hours run out to actually do a 34, there's a load waiting for you. Okay, there's a pre-planned load waiting for you, so you can't just. I think I'm low on hours. I'm just gonna shut down and not run for 2 days. That's not how this works. That's not how this works. You gotta get that kind of planned out. Okay. Yeah. So 70 hours is very simple. It's what you have available to work in that 7-day period. Okay. You work it out the way you want. some people may never hit 70 hours because, you know, they keep getting hours added back on. That's not too common for a OTR driver, you know, unless it's a low freight or something like that, and you end up sitting an extra day or something like that. You know, I'm regional, and this happened to me. You know, just where you sit for 24 hours. So there's options there, but for the main purpose of what we're learning today is what that 70-hour clock is, and that's simply the amount of hours you have available for you to work in a work week. The next one we're going to talk about a 14-hour clock, and how that is relevant, you know, when it comes to split sleeper. So your 14-hour clock is going to come into effect with the split sleeper.
What is that?
You'll know about it tomorrow. Say bye to the folks.
Till
I see you again, deliver undistracted. Here's your boop.